Welcome, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. We genuinely have a great show today. I actually said to Pat today, let's not immediately delete all evidence of today's show. I think it's a good enough one to include in the archives. We are going to start with global horror, or hara, as Bernie Sanders would say, over Donald Trump's first new hires. We suspected it would be wacky. We suspected it would be weaponized. We suspected it would wow the world in terms of incompetence, and it is not disappointing. Let's start with Donald Trump's announcement that he will be appointing Project 2025 contributor Tom Homan as his, quote, border czar. Donald Trump putting out a post on Truth Central, quote, I am pleased to announce that the former ICE director and stalwart border control, Tom Homan, will be joining the Trump administration in charge of our nation's borders, the border czar, including but not limited to the southern border, the northern border, all maritime and aviation security. I've known Tom for a long time, and there is nobody better at policing and controlling our borders. Likewise, Tom Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to their country of origin. Congratulations to Tom. I have no doubt he will do a fantastic and long-awaited for job. This is the worst of the worst of the worst. Tom Homan is a real, if one man could be a humanitarian crisis in and of himself, a human rights fiasco, it would be Tom Homan. He has the mass deportation plans and has expressed his intentions to implement these large-scale deportations that Donald Trump has been talking about. He said that he will, quote, run the largest deportation operation in this country's ever seen, which, as we know, is going to be a total disaster. He is a big advocate for family separation. He's promoted the great replacement conspiracy theory of a Democratic plot to systematically replace white people with non-white people in order to something. It gets a little shaky at the in order to, but it's still part of it. Tom Homan's been linked to policies that have faced legal challenges as well as public outcry, including the use of detention camps for immigrants, which is constitutionally questionable for sure. Aggressive enforcement strategies, which have raised civil rights concerns, especially when it comes to due process, when it comes to the humane treatment of migrants. If you like law and order, this is the wrong guy. If you like human rights, this is the wrong guy. If you like common sense, this is the wrong guy. Now, in addition to Tom Homan, CNN is reporting that Donald Trump has offered brown-nosing, suck-up Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, just a vomitous person. Trump has offered Stefanik the position of United States ambassador to the United Nations. A major humiliation. Stefanik is truly horrible. Hard to find a more committed, total brown-nosing Trump loyalist. She promoted the 2020 election fraud conspiracy theories. She opposes even basic climate change mitigation initiatives. She's expressed skepticism towards international agreements in general, including the Paris Climate Agreement. This is one of the underpinnings of the United Nations as a concept. Global cooperation. When we enter an agreement, we stick to it. Well, Elise Stefanik doesn't believe that. Another disaster. And then we have news that Susan Wiles, who was the co-chair of Trump's campaign up until a few days ago, has been selected as Donald Trump's White House chief of staff. She was the CEO previously of that completely deranged and dysfunctional Save America PAC that Trump had. She will enforce Trump's version of loyalty among his staff. There will be no dissent among the ranks. The beatings will continue until the morale improves, I think is a slogan or motto that we could very much ascribe to Susan Wiles. So that's horrible. And then, of course, we still have the to be determined. What is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. going to be doing in this administration? What is Elon Musk going to be doing? So we are days in, I guess 6 days, 5 days in, and we already have a few selections, some probable selections, and it is completely and totally dystopian. If you are terrified about this, well, I understand why. But later in the show, I will tell you that much of what these picks would seek to do can be resisted by mayors, by governors, and others, which just reinforces the importance of the off-year elections, the down-ballot elections, etc. So we will get to that. But I do want to mention someone who will not be hired by Donald Trump. You watch YouTube, you listen to podcasts, you've heard a ton of ads for VPNs, but all VPNs are pretty much the same, except for one. Our sponsor, Private Internet Access, is the only VPN that can confirm your internet activity is not being logged. Their software is fully open source, so you can see that traffic isn't being logged. Their systems are also independently audited by the Big Four accounting firm Deloitte to confirm nothing is being logged, and they've demonstrated multiple times in court they have no record of user activity. Everyone should use a VPN when they connect to the internet. Hides your IP address so governments and big tech can't track you, and you can access Netflix and Hulu content not normally available in your home country. Private Internet Access has servers in 91 different countries and all 50 US states. You can protect all of your devices with just a single account. And Private Internet Access is giving my audience 83% off. Comes out to just $203 a month plus 4 extra months for free. Go to piavpn.com/Pacman. The link is down below.